Namaste students, my name is JVN's Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss the animal behavior and the environment. Means the what effects the environment have on the animal behavior. So this belongs to the subject behavioral science, and in the previous lectures we have discussed about the basics of the behavioral science, types of the animal behavior, and the ethology, etc. So in this lecture, our focus will be on the environmental factors that affect the animal behavior. Okay, so does environment affect the animal behavior? Yes, and there are various things that affect the behavior, like the fear affect the animal behavior. The environment affect our the territory size of the animals. Environment also affects the diet of the animals. The diet and the diet is affected by the availability of diet around them. The daily habits also affected by the environment, and the family, or we can say the herd size, is also affected by the environment. So how these things are affected? So first thing is the fear response. So environment affect the fear response. So we can understand this by a simple example of the bear. So there are two types of bear. One is the wild bear, second one is the circus bear. Okay, so if the two bears are there in a circus, so the circus bear, because it is habituated to facing the crowd, it will not feel the fear, and it will not give the fear response. But a wild type of bear that is never come across the crowd, it will give the fear response. Okay, so the environment, of course, it affects the fear response. The wild animals, because they are sensitive towards the crowds, so they will give more response, while the animals, they are like the pet animals, the circus animals, because they are not sensitive towards the crowd, so they will give less fear response or no fear response. Okay, so same thing you can see in the parrot, because the pet parrot and the wild parrot. So the pet parrot will do not give the fear response uh, against the humans, but the wild parrot will give the fear response. Okay, so what they need in order to survive? The animals which need some things, some important things for survival: the food, the water, the shelter site, and the protection from the predators, and the reproduction. So these are the basic things which animal need from its environment. So if the environment providing these things, what is the condition of these things in the environment, their surrounding, their territory? If they are less, so response will be different. If they are present in the abundance, their response will be different, or their behavior will be different. So these things affects in the environment, the biotic and the abiotic, both the components, through their availability, affects the behavior of the animals. Okay, so the second thing is the territory size. So territory size is affected by the environment. So the territory size is made for the resources which are available in the territory, uh, is for the availability of the resources. So the animals want that the resources will be available to them and that's why they will create the territory, or they will create the borders. So if the resources are not available in their territory, the territory size will be greater, will be increased. To obtain the optimal amount of the resources, the territory will be increased. And if the uh, required resources are available in the lesser area, so the territory size may be decreased or will be decreased. So this means you could be in an environment that has tons of food, but if there is a lack of the nesting location, the territory can still be quite large. Okay, so the requirements which we have, I have told that the food, the water, the shelter site, the protection from the predators, and the reproduction. So if anything out of these which are necessary for the survival of the animal is lacking, that can also lead to the increased territory size. Okay, so the all requirements should be filled. If a single requirement is lacking, that can also lead to the increased territory size. So like this, the territory size is controlled, the behavior of the territory size is controlled by the environment. Okay, so next is the diet. So in the animals, or we can say in the um, whole range of the class, or whole classes of the animals, the most adaptable species are generally omnivorous because they have more options to survive. They can eat the vegetarian diet, they can eat the non-vegetarian diet. That's why they are the adaptable. Okay, but in actual practice, you find the populations that eat almost exclusively, either they are the vegetarians, while others will eat mostly the meat, they are non-vegetarians. So very often these dietary preferences are not actually the choice. So they are not actually the choice, but they are the adaptations. Whatever they have in their environment, they are adapted to that particular environment, and that's why that becomes their nature or their behavior. Okay. So an animal diet can even change from years to years or season to season as prey species like wolves, mice, rabbits, and squirrels go through booms and busts in their population sizes. So the diet behavior can also be changed. Next is the daily habits. So the daily habits of they have, the animals have the daily habits and the routines that change depending on what makes the most sense for their environment. So the deers, for example, the deers in having the dense, the shelter forest right next to the residential neighborhoods, so they will be seen, they can be seen in the daytime also. But the um, if the same animals share their territory or share their habitat with humans, and they are interrupted by the humans, so they will be generally having the nocturnal type of behavior. Okay, like the carnivores, the tigers, leopards, the foxes, okay, hyena. So if they are resides in the next proximity of the humans, so they will they can be seen only in nights. So they are the nocturnal animals basically. Okay, and if the effect of predators on on daily habits, free, because freedom of deer in the absence of the predator. If the predator is not there in the habitat, there is a freedom for a deer, and it can be seen anywhere. It can be moved from one place to another place. But if the animal knows that here the predator is more, so it will not go at that side, or if it is going, so it will choose some specific time, either daytime or the night time. Okay, so this will be a habit of the daily behavior, daily habits. So next one is the herd size. So how the herd size is affected by the environment. So different environments can affect the herd behavior by changing the size of their groups, the number of the individuals in one group. So if we talk about the open area or some protected area, so in the open area where the trees are not there, or very less number of trees are there, or we can say the less dense forest, the herd size of the vegetarians will be greater. So the herds in the open grassland can get indirectly large because they don't have the protection to dense forest and brush. So they have to create their own protection by relying on the strength of the numbers. So in the because in a large groups, the probability of one individual to survive is greater as compared to the lower herd size groups. So they create the increased probability of survival by increasing the herd size. Okay, so these are the some behaviors that are affected by the environment. So some other behaviors are also that affect that are affected by the environment, and these were all about the uh, animal behavior and the environment. So hope you are satisfied with this digital session. If you have any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by digital version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.